Zechariah, chapter 1. In the 8th month of the 2nd year in the reign of Darius, God's message came to the prophet Zechariah, son of Berechiah, son of Iddo. God was very angry with your ancestors, so give to the people this message from God of the angel armies. Come back to me, and I'll come back to you. Don't be like your parents. The old-time prophets called out to them. A message from God of the angel armies. Leave your evil life. Quit your evil practices. But they ignored everything I said to them, stubbornly refused to listen. And where are your ancestors now? Dead and buried. And the prophets who preached to them? Also dead and buried. But the message that my servants, the prophets, spoke, that isn't dead and buried. That message did its work on your ancestors, did it not? It woke them up, and they came back, saying, he did what he said he would do. Sure enough, we didn't get by with a thing. First vision, 4 riders. On the 24th day of the 11th month in the 2nd year of the reign of Darius, the message of God was given to the prophet Zechariah, son of Berechiah, son of Iddo. One night I looked out and saw a man astride a red horse. He was in the shadows in a grove of birches. Behind him were more horses, a red, a chestnut, and a white. I said, Sir, what are these horses doing here? What's the meaning of this? The angel messenger said, Let me show you. Then the rider in the birch grove spoke up. These are the riders that God sent to check things out on earth. They reported their findings to the angel of God in the birch grove. We've looked over the whole earth and all is well. Everything's under control. The angel of God reported back. Oh, God of the angel armies, how long are you going to stay angry with Jerusalem and the cities of Judah? When are you going to let up? Isn't 70 years long enough? God reassured the angel messenger, good words, comforting words, who then addressed me. Tell them this. Tell them that God of the angel armies has spoken. This is God's message. I care deeply for Jerusalem and Zion. I feel very possessive of them. But I'm thoroughly angry with the godless nations that act as if they own the whole world. I was only moderately angry earlier, but now they've gone too far. I'm going into action. I've come back to Jerusalem, but with compassion this time. This is God speaking. I'll see to it that my temple is rebuilt, a decree of God of the angel armies. The rebuilding operation is already staked out. Say it again, a decree of God of the angel armies. My cities will prosper again. God will comfort Zion again. Jerusalem will be back in my favor again. Second vision, 4 horns and 4 blacksmiths. I looked up and was surprised by another vision, 4 horns. I asked the messenger angel, and what's the meaning of this? He said, these are the powers that have scattered Judah, Israel, and Jerusalem abroad. Then God expanded the vision to include 4 blacksmiths. I asked, and what are these all about? He said, since the horns scattered Judah so badly that no one had any hope left, these blacksmiths have arrived to combat the horns. They'll dehorn the godless nations who used their horns to scatter Judah to the 4 winds. Chapter 2. Third vision, the man with the tape measure. I looked up and was surprised to see a man holding a tape measure in his hand. I said, what are you up to? I'm on my way, he said, to survey Jerusalem, to measure its width and length. Just then, the messenger angel on his way out met another angel coming in and said, run, tell the surveyor, Jerusalem will burst its walls, bursting with people, bursting with animals, and I'll be right there with her. God's decree. A wall of fire around unwalled Jerusalem, and a radiant presence within. Up on your feet, get out of there, and now, God says so. Return from your far exile. I scattered you to the 4 winds. God's decree. Escape from Babylon, Zion, and come home, now. God of the angel armies, the one of glory, who sent me on my mission, commenting on the godless nations who stripped you and left you homeless, said, anyone who hits you, hits me. Bloodies my nose, blackens my eye. Yes, and at the right time I'll give the signal, and they'll be stripped and thrown out by their own servants. Then you'll know for sure that God of the angel armies sent me on this mission. Shout and celebrate, daughter of Zion. I'm on my way. I'm moving into your neighborhood. God's decree. Many godless nations will be linked up with God at that time. They will become my family. I'll live in their homes. And then you'll know for sure that God of the angel armies sent me on this mission. God will reclaim his Judah inheritance in the Holy Land. He'll again make clear that Jerusalem is his choice. Quiet, everyone. Shh. Silence before God. Something's afoot in his holy house. He's on the move. Chapter 3. Fourth vision. Joshua's new clothes. Next, the messenger angel showed me the high priest, Joshua. He was standing before God's angel where the accuser showed up to accuse him. Then God said to the accuser, I, God, rebuke you, accuser. I rebuke you and choose Jerusalem. Surprise. Everything is going up in flames, but I reach in and pull out Jerusalem. Joshua, standing before the angel, was dressed in dirty clothes. The angel spoke to his attendants, Get him out of those filthy clothes, and then said to Joshua, Look, I've stripped you of your sin and dressed you up in clean clothes. I spoke up and said, How about a clean new turban for his head also? And they did it, put a clean new turban on his head. Then they finished dressing him, with God's angel looking on. God's angel then charged Joshua, Orders from God of the angel armies. If you live the way I tell you and remain obedient in my service, then you'll make the decisions around here and oversee my affairs, and all my attendants standing here will be at your service. Careful, High Priest Joshua, both you and your friends sitting here with you, for your friends are in on this too. Here's what I'm doing next. I'm introducing my servant, Branch. And note this stone that I'm placing before Joshua, a single stone with 7 eyes, decree of God of the angel armies. I'll engrave with these words, I'll strip this land of its filthy sin, all at once, in a single day. At that time, everyone will get along with one another, with friendly visits across the fence, friendly visits on one another's porches. Chapter 4. Fifth vision. A lampstand and 2 olive trees. The messenger angel again called me to attention. It was like being wakened out of deep sleep. He said, What do you see? I answered, I see a lampstand of solid gold with a bowl on top. 7 lamps, each with 7 spouts, are set on the bowl, and there are 2 olive trees, one on either side of the bowl. Then I asked the messenger angel, What does this mean, sir? The messenger angel said, Can't you tell? No, sir, I said. Then he said, This is God's message to Zerubbabel. You can't force these things. They only come about through my spirit, says God of the angel armies. So, big mountain, who do you think you are? Next to Zerubbabel, you're nothing but a molehill. He'll proceed to set the cornerstone in place, accompanied by cheers. Yes, yes, do it. After that, the word of God came to me. Zerubbabel started rebuilding this temple, and he will complete it. That will be your confirmation that God of the angel army sent me to you. Does anyone dare despise this day of small beginnings? They'll change their tune when they see Zerubbabel setting the last stone in place. Going back to the vision, the messenger angel said, The 7 lamps are the eyes of God probing the dark corners of the world like searchlights. And the 2 olive trees on either side of the lampstand? I asked. What's the meaning of them? And while you're at it, the 2 branches of the olive trees that feed oil to the lamps. What do they mean? He said, You haven't figured that out? I said, No, sir. He said, These are the 2 who stand beside the master of the whole earth and supply golden lamp oil worldwide. Chapter 5. Sixth vision. The flying book. I looked up again and saw, surprise, a book on the wing. A book flying. The messenger angel said to me, What do you see now? I said, I see a book flying, a huge book, 30 feet long and 15 wide. He told me, This book is the verdict going out worldwide against thieves and liars. The first half of the book disposes of everyone who steals. The second half takes care of everyone who lies. I launched it. Decree of God of the angel armies. And so it will fly into the house of every thief and every liar. It will land in each house and tear it down, timbers and stones. Seventh vision. A woman in a basket. The messenger angel appeared and said, "Look up. Tell me what you see." I said, "What in the world is that?" He said, "This is a bushel basket on a journey. It holds the sin of everyone, everywhere." Then the lid made of lead was removed from the basket, and there was a woman sitting in it. He said, "This is Miss Wicked." He pushed her back down into the basket and clamped the lead lid over her. Then I looked up and to my surprise saw two women flying. On outstretched wings they airlifted the bushel basket into the sky. I said to the messenger angel, "Where are they taking the bushel basket?" He said, "East to the land of Shinar. They will build a garage to house it. When it's finished, the basket will be stored there." Chapter 6. Eighth Vision. 4 Chariots. Once again I looked up. Another strange sight. 4 chariots charging out from between 2 mountains. The mountains were bronze. The first chariot was drawn by red horses, the second chariot by black horses, the third chariot by white horses, and the fourth chariot by dappled horses. All the horses were powerful. I asked the messenger angel, "Sir, what's the meaning here?" The angel answered, "These are the 4 winds of heaven, which originate with the master of the whole earth. The black horses are headed north, with the white ones right after them. The dappled horses are headed south." The powerful horses galloped out, bursting with energy, eager to patrol through the earth. The messenger angel commanded, "On your way, survey the earth," and they were off in every direction. Then he called to me and said, "Look at them go. The ones going north are conveying a sense of my spirit, serene and secure. No more trouble from that direction." A man named Branch. Then this message from God came to me. "Take up a collection from the exiles. Target Heldai, Tobiah, and Jedaiah. They've just arrived from Babylon. You'll find them at the home of Josiah, son of Zephaniah. Collect silver and gold from them and fashion crowns. Place one on the head of Joshua, son of Jehozadak, the high priest, and give him this message. A message from God of the angel armies. Be alert. We have a man here whose name is Branch. He will branch out from where he is and build the temple of God." Yes, he's the one. He'll build the temple of God. Then he'll assume the role of royalty, take his place on the throne, and rule. A priest sitting on the throne, showing that king and priest can coexist in harmony. The other crown will be in the temple of God as a symbol of royalty, under the custodial care of Helam, Tobiah, Jedaiah, and Hen, son of Zephaniah. People will come from faraway places to pitch in and rebuild the temple of God. This will confirm that God of the angel armies did, in fact, send me to you. All this follows as you put your minds to a life of responsive obedience to the voice of your God.